So if you're not familiar with an Instant Pot, it is an electric pressure cooker. And this one also has an air fryer attachment. So this is the Duo Crisp plus air fryer. So it does both. It does a lot. So I've had an old school, like I feel like first generation Instant Pot for so many years, and it's still good. I gave it to my sister, and she loves it. She uses it all the time. But we upgraded in like Thanksgiving time.
Yeah.
We got like the one with the air fryer, and we're like, wow, this is great. So now we're like, everybody needs an air fryer. We're getting air fryers for everybody, and we love it. Or Instant Pot specifically, not just air fryers. Pots specifically.
Instant Pots with an air fryer
with an air fryer.
Yeah.
So this one's 11 in 1. You can pressure cook, you can air fry, roast, bake, saute, and more. And it comes with a lot of goodies. So when you get this, you want to make sure you do have like some shelf space. This 11 in 1 Instant Pot is the 6 quarts. And you can also get an Instant Pot in an 8 quart. So when we have, so we're going to show you a little comparison in a moment. But this one, just get it. Just get it. Just you don't even need to look at this.
Yeah.
Believe.
Trust and believe. Dang right.
All right. So first up, we've got the booklet, the Instant Pot Duo Crisp Air Fryer booklet. So make sure you do look at that because it can be a little bit scary with air fryer stuff. Like you want to make sure you're safe with it. Air fryer, Instant Pot stuff, any electronics for your kitchen. Make sure you are reading the manual, look at the precautions, and you're being careful.
Exactly.
Because it's dangerous stuff, but like these are made really well. I've never had a problem. But I just like to make sure everybody's safe.
Everybody's got to be safe. Exactly. All right. So first up, we got this is an item for the air fryer basket.
So this is going to be important for your air frying. We use this for when we like make salmon. We just made crab cakes. It's like a shelf. We'll see where it goes into the rest of the device that gets your food closer to the heating element, so you can get it like nice and crispy.
Nice and crispy, exactly. Next up, we have this is the element that will go with the air fryer lid, and that is what the air fryer actually like rests on when you're not using it.
Yeah. So this is going to attached to the air fryer lid when you need to store it, but also you want to put this on your counter when you're resting your air fryer lid so you don't burn your counters.
Yeah, because the heating element from the air fryer, and we'll show you guys in a minute, is from like the top. It's a big coil. So the heating element is actually like just underneath where the lid is. So you have to make sure you put it down on something like that so that nothing gets burned on the.
And you don't want to mess up the heating element either, because like that's on top of your food, so you want to make sure that stays clean as well.
Here we go. Yeah, speaking of which,
speak of the air fryer,
there it is. Oh yeah,
gosh,
it is
so cute.
The air fryer lid.
So this is the air fryer lid that comes with the Instant Pot. Instant Pot also makes air fryer lids for older Instant Pots or the models that don't automatically have an air fryer built in. So like the difference, so this one right in the mechanism here, it is built in air fryer here. So a lid like this is not going to work on the Instant Pots that don't have air fryer built into the body. But they do make air fryer lids where the electronics for the air fryer are on the top. So you may see some air fryer lids from Instant Pot that have buttons on the top, and then some of them don't. If they don't, it's because it was like a combo machine.
Right, because there's a specific sensor that the air fryer hooks into on the Instant Pot that lets it know that it's closed, that it's sealed, and that it's time to start cooking.
Yes, very good. And then this, we'll go ahead and put the cover on it just to protect it. The air fryer device. Let me show you this other angle here.
Yeah, let's get an overhead here.
So this air fryer device, this is upside down, so you're never really going to like store it like this, but this is a protective layer, but underneath that there's a coil that heats up and a fan. So from what we understand, it's like magic. Like when you're just like, I don't understand how this is happening. It's just making the food perfect. I don't get it. You just accept it.
Right.
But like to know some of the science of it is that there's the heat and then the fan, and it's basically trying to make like an oven, but the fan is like making the air circulate everywhere, and then it just cooks everything really, really fast. Like we made roasted potatoes in 20 minutes.
Yeah. And a normal convection oven, that's like
an
at
hour.
Least double, right? At least double, at least 45, but more likely than not, 60 minutes. And in that time, your whole kitchen's going to get really hot, especially with the summer months coming in. When you're cooking, when you have to turn the oven on during the summer, it's not fun.
No.
And a great thing about the Instant Pots and about the air fryer especially is that you can broil, you can cook things like salmon, and just there's so many items you can use that you can cook that don't require you to heat up the entire house. So you can still have a really good hot meal without sweltering. And like it's one of the great benefits of having an air fryer lid.
And we love to do like a stack meal, right? So that's where like this comes in. You'll see when we get to that pot is like we'll have like the potatoes in the bottom. They'll cook for, almost ready. And then we add in, like we put our crab cakes in or our salmon at the end because those just need a few minutes on top. And then you finish it all up. It's like, what? It doesn't make no sense.
Yeah. And it makes for a really simple cleanup because it's all done in one big pot. It's awesome.
So if this is hot, right? If you need to set it down, you want to have this on your counter and you'll set it on it like that. All right. So it's like a little like trivet. Is that what they call them?
Sure.
Just like a protector, right?
Yeah.
Heat protector. And then when you're storing it, you're gonna get it on here and then it'll latch on. So then you can store it and it's not gonna get schmutz in it.
Yeah.
No schmutz.
No schmutz. Not here. Not today.
Not today.
Okay. Now we've reached the main event. Here we go. The 6-quart. Should I bring it up front and center here?
Oh my gosh, it's cute. So this is the 6-quart Instant Pot / also air fryer. And the improvements that have happened on this since like I got my first one is amazing. And just the fact that it can do so very much. It just rocks my world.
11 in 1. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So this lid is the Airfryer lid. Or the Instant Pot lid. This is the Instant Pot lid. Now, no, if you're using this anywhere where it's metal, it's going to be hot. Just use caution. It is a hot device. It's a cooking device. Just use caution.
That uses pressure. So that's an important aspect as well.
Right. And then the difference, like something that we learned was like with the air fryer lid, you can take it off while it's cooking.
Right.
The Instant Pot, the pressure cooker lid, you cannot. You have to bring it down. So you can't like open it and check until you bring the pressure down. So it makes a difference on like what kind of thing you're cooking. With the pressure cooker lid, you twist it to take it off. Here you've got your vents. So when you start to cook with this, you're going to start to learn like what these mean. And if you need to clean it, these like do pop off. Because if you're making something like rice, like something that's gooey.
Yeah, like
it
a
can
porridge.
Look gunky.
Yeah.
But very important to learn how this stuff works. So if you're interested in learning like what it looks like when it's in action, we do have episodes where we've cooked with the Instant Pot.
Yep.
And we will be having more.
Of course.
So you can see like what it's like when it's actually in action, because it is something else.
Yeah.
It's something else. So in the bottom of this, you've got a silicone ring. And if you get an Instant Pot, I suggest you go ahead and just buy an extra silicone ring so you can switch it out between savory, or you can wash them because they can get stinky.
Yeah.
If it's like you're cooking a lot of savory stuff, it gets stinky. So if you just from the beginning get one that's sweet, one that's savory, then it's easy peasy.
Exactly. Because we were talking about baking earlier. You can bake cakes in this thing. So it's like one of the 11 things that you could do is bake cakes. So with that, we'd want to have a different ring for those sweet items versus like what we use it for when we're making heavy soups or porridges.
Oh my gosh.
Or chili or something.
We make stews, we make ratatouille, we make chicken tortilla soup, we make rice, we make Filipino dishes in there. We go hard.
We go real hard. Yeah.
So the next bit in here, this is the air fryer bin. So when you're going to air fry, you need to make sure there's space all the way around the food. So this will go on here, and then this whole thing goes inside the bigger liner that we'll see here in a second. And then this pot is the one you're going to need. This every time you cook with the Instant Pot. Is this pan pot?
Beautiful pot.
Yeah.
That's the pot in the Instant Pot.
That's the Instant of the Instant Pot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then this is like, it's important. So you can't just, if that's not in here, you can't cook. Just don't put anything in here without this in front of it. So this goes in here. Now, if you're going to use the pressure cooker, you just put your food in. You can saute before you get started. So like if we're making a soup in here, I'll put a little bit of oil, or if I'm trying not to use oil, I'll water saute, but I'll set it to like a saute setting. It's just going to heat the bottom. You put your onions in, you put your garlic in, you get those like going.
You get those smells going.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then you put like the celery and the carrots in, right? Just start to like soften those things. You don't even have to do that. You could just put everything in, plop and drop and eat. And then call it a day.
Yeah.
You can do that also. But I usually like to just, so I feel like I'm doing something.
Right. So you feel like you're doing a little cooking.
Yeah. And then you put in your water, and then whatever else you need to put in there. There's like a max fill line. So you'll learn kind of what's too much. You don't want to overfill these things because it is going to pressurize all of this. When we cook a soup and I have chicken in it, I'll put a frozen chicken breast in it, and it will still be done in like 12 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Depending on how much stuff is in here.
It's wild.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But that's
the magic of Instant Pot.
Pressure cooker. It's instant.
Yeah.
Instant love. If you're going to do air frying, you need this one. So that's where this sits inside here. If you want to do like 2 layers. So what we'll do is like on the bottom layers, we'll put the potatoes. We'll cook the potatoes, right? And then once it gets to like 2 to 6 minutes left, depending on what we're cooking, we'll bring this in, put your salmon, your whatever the lighter thing that doesn't take too much cooking.
Yep.
And then bam.
Put the air fryer lid on top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, let's showcase that with the lid on here as well.
Yeah, and it is something you got to make sure you line up correctly, or it's not going to trigger it. So I know like your sister had a little issue with like getting it lined up. It's just getting it lined up correctly.
Yeah.
It's like wiggled it a little bit, because I know when we first got it, I was very scared of the air fryer lid. When I first got the first Instant Pot, I was very scared of the pressure cooker lid. So it's a lot about getting the positioning correctly.
Just getting comfy with it.
Because there's all these safety precautions built into it, so you can't start it unless it's properly sealed.
Right.
That's like, it's for your safety. So,
Yeah.
you just wiggle it a little bit.
Give it a little wiggle.
Not
wiggle.
Don't break anything. Just nice.
Yeah.
Just nice until you find it.
Exactly.
You find where it's supposed to go.
Don't jam anything. You don't want to do that.
Don't jam it. Another thing that is a cool upgrade. So with this pot, when you need to come in here, you can slide it into this handle. Oh.
Yeah.
And then, like the drippings will come down, and then there's like a little bit thing here that helps catch the goop.
Yeah, especially again when you're making something like a hearty porridge, like the Filipino porridge that we have.
Oh, we make arroz caldo.
Arroz caldo, exactly. You have that in there. That's going to help catch any kind of, extra moisture that comes out of it. Oh yeah, and we almost forgot. We got this item as well.
Yes.
Which is great for if you're gonna, let's say you want to cook you want to steam stuff. This is a great element for steaming. So we'll do artichokes in here.
Right, something you don't want to have sitting in the water.
Exactly. You can take that out. We'll put this element in here. Steam artichoke. We've steamed sweet potatoes, and it's just a matter of filling that up with water. putting your element, putting the food item in there,
Mhm.
turning the lid on, and then pressure cooking that, and then you've got some really delicious, yummy steamed artichoke.
It's quite nice.
Oh, so yummy.
And then with this, right, you've got in the front here, this, you're going to line this up so you can close it correctly. It won't let you start it if it's not closed correctly. So if you're someone who's like intimidated by this kind of technology, just know that it's built in a way so you won't hurt yourself, as long as you're not forcing anything like where you're going to break it.
Yeah, but these items, like the Instant Pots, are so well designed. And again, like we were really blown away from like the Instant Pot that you had from like years ago, and it's like, and it's still being used. It's still being used by your sister, and but like seeing the upgrades, like even in the back here, you'll see there's a spot where they've designed it where you can have they have a place for the cord to go. So the cord isn't kind of like all willy-nilly. So again, like there's been, that was something that we didn't have in your Instant Pot.
Nope.
So like they've really done a great job over the years or decades perhaps of just like making these tweaks and these improvements to make this cooking machine even better than it already was.
Yes, and it's a piece that, like, if you start to get into cooking with it, like I know some people who they're like, oh, I have an Instant Pot, I never use it. I'm like, learn how to cook one thing, then it's game over.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, I didn't know.
Yep.
And then you're making everything. And then you can go on the internet, like any dish you can think of, if you type in the name of that dish and Instant Pot, I promise you somebody's tried something.
Yep.
If it can be done, there's a recipe for it.
Exactly.
It's really delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome.
If you don't have one yet, or you know someone who doesn't have one yet, like I'm like, always, I'm like, hey, do you have an Instant Pot? Like I should be like an Instant Pot like dealer, but instead I just tell you about them here on Amazon.
Tell you about them.